Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. I'm the Gray Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today, Thursday, May 25th, 2023. What do we have coming through in the cards for today? Let's draw the first 5 cards so we can find out what's coming in for us today. First card coming through in our 5-card spread is 4 of Wands in their upright. We love seeing this. So this is a day of planning, of setting those plans for the next few days. This is also moving into a space. We've been seeing this optimistic approach and optimistic outlook that you have been maintaining right now. And this is allowing you to really have this point of optimism to move into the direction of setting these plans. This is very promising both for feminine and masculine energy, because specifically we did see around the masculine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. There were some blockages around this a few days ago. There were some issues coming up about your ability to set this course for yourself. And we've been seeing over the last few weeks this point of realignment, adjusting your own immediate space to be able to give yourself this point of freeing up. While for feminine, this is keeping your eye and your perspective on those short-term good moments and goals that you yourself are achieving for yourself at this moment. The next card we have coming through in our 5-card spread for today is... we love this. We've got Knight of Wands energy coming through. This is fantastic, particularly given the fact that one of the things that we were seeing around the masculine energy recently was the masculine was going through some circumstances and situations that was requiring them to have this point of redress, to take some time for themselves, to be able to do some work, to adjust or to allow for some adjustment within their own goals. And something we did recognize in the masculine energy that was happening over the few days is there was a blockage. There was something that was stopping you, masculine energy, from being able to go forward in the way and direction that you would desire. We see here that this is a clearing up point now for the masculine. So this is meaning that masculine energy is now feeling confident and able in their own life to move forward with their plans, move forward with their communication, that things are moving, again, particularly for the masculine energy right now, very much in the direction that you would like things to go at this moment. While for the feminine energy, this is a moment that you yourself are having a very bright, optimistic outlook as it relates to short-term future plans, for short-term future goals, with some direction towards a manifestation of masculine energy that you feel is confident, is communicative, is expressing their passions, and is also potentially wanting to join you in this same direction. The next card we have coming through, center card for our spread for today is... we've got coming through right now, what is this? 6 of Wands in its reversal. So this is intriguing because we did see this fact. We have pointed out right now that particularly for the masculine energy, bearing in mind this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. As I mentioned, we saw that as of the last few days, there were some things that felt like they got you off track. There were some things that you had to address in your own personal life, making some adjustments in your own life so that you could move towards things with greater capacity. So while we do see for the masculine right now, you are now moving very quickly into the direction of your short-term plans, your short-term goals, building these positive outlooks for yourself in this moment. This is directed towards that point of reorientation. There is something here that the masculine may be having to struggle with about coming into a space of putting energy into some things now with renewed vigor so that there can be a point of achievement as it relates to places or spaces where there may be feeling some doubts or fears about how you are coming through in the previous energy. Now, for the feminine, what we're really seeing here is there is this moment that you yourself, we saw that this was more of a personal struggle that was happening for the feminine energy over the last few days. I will point out, we did see High Priestess coming up in her reversal, not once, but twice, for our card of the day over the last few days in combination with the Queen of Wands. So what we're really seeing here is for feminine, there's still some struggle point. There are some places and spaces that you are not necessarily seeing victory, but we're not seeing you have that direction point. While there is some consideration on those points right now, you are feeling a lot of this positive energy coming through right now. You are feeling supported right now in your goals, in your plan, with some energy of masculine. that you're either in the midst of manifesting for yourself in this moment, or you are presently experiencing, that is having you move towards these immediate short-term goals. But there may still be some concerns about the long-term success of these connections. Now, the next card we have coming through right now in our 5-card spread, there it is, shooting out of the deck. We love seeing this in its upright. Tap that screen. What we're seeing here with this 10, these are some very optimistic cards coming through right now. This 10 of Cups is a beautiful card to see in combination with these, because for both masculine and feminine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. For masculine right now, there is this moment of course correction that we're seeing, that while you are now, there were some moments right now that you were feeling some anxiety about your present success. This could be even going in as a correction point today, masculine, to correct some spaces or places where you feel like you were not necessarily seeing the victory that you were hoping for. You are still moving with a lot of speed towards those immediate short-term goals. There are some immediate plans in place that are giving you the sense of optimism, and particularly with a confidence that these are going to lead to some long-term future outlook that feels very successful towards what you are trying to manifest for yourself in this moment. So today for masculine, this is a point of like subtle course correction, but with the confidence of feeling like you are ultimately moving in the place and space that is going to get you to your long-term goal or outcome or desired outcome. While for feminine energy right now, this is a moment that you yourself are also keeping your optimism high. You have these short-term goals that feel like they're moving you in the space and place of your long-term success. And you're keeping a lot of focus on what it is that you're truly manifesting that's going to bring you to your long-term desired outcome. We really like to see this for the feminine right now, folks. Why do we really like to see this for the feminine right now? Because if you will recall, in the daily collectives over the last few days, the struggling point for the feminine energy was specifically around what you are trying to manifest towards yourself in this moment. What we're really seeing here is for the feminine energy, this is a course correction that you yourself are making. Again, getting out of that blockage point, getting out of that point that you are kind of in that moment where you are coming into a place of activation and manifestation, but having some uncertainty. Having some of that uncertainty, and we saw that yesterday with that high priestess in its transfers as it relates to what you were trying to manifest. Whether you were trying to manifest something that might feel good in the short term, but might not necessarily be best for you in the long term, versus energy that you recognize would be good for you in the short term and the long term. We see here that this is that reorientation point, especially coming through with that 6 of Cups in its reversal that we pulled as the card of the day for today. Why? Because feminine energy has put that recognition point in right now. Feminine energy is recognizing now that specifically some of the things they were trying to manifest right now may have been calling back in or aligning to unhealed karmic connections. And having that point of observation, recognizing the unhealed karmic connections in your life right now, the places and spaces that were not necessarily going to bring you long-term success or victory, is what is allowing this recalibration point for yourself right now, turning your attention back towards your short-term and your long-term goals and desired outcomes that are leading you to the most positive outcome for yourself at this moment. Feeling, and again, either manifesting in for yourself right now or feeling the immediate manifestation of masculine energy coming through right now with this Knight of Wands, also moving in that same direction. This is the reorientation point that we wanted to see for the feminine energy. So good job, feminine energy, gold star. While for masculine energy right now, what we're really seeing is this is a moment that you yourself are doing this work personally. We've been seeing right now for the masculine energy, this has been requiring some self-assessment. This has been requiring some self-work. This has been more of about a willpower exercise for the masculine energy right now, being able to pull themselves out of situations or circumstances that you yourself were feeling were not necessarily aligned to your best long-term goal. Some immediate things that you had to change in your immediate environment that, though they may have felt a very strong pull or connection to, you recognize were not necessarily the best for you in this moment. We see here that this is you kind of clearing through that blockage, moving away from those places or spaces or things that were not bringing you victory, and keeping your eye focused on those short-term and long-term paths to success. Love seeing all of this today. The final card for our first 5 spread is This is that Knight of Swords energy in its reversal. This is very intriguing. What are we seeing here for masculine and feminine energy? It's going to hit a little bit different. So for the feminine energy right now, what were we talking about? We were talking about the fact that feminine energy was in this space and place right now, especially yesterday, as it relates to what you were trying to manifest, feeling some sort of blockage, not necessarily feeling like you were moving from a logical place, but here is that point of correction that we're seeing here, because with the Six of Cups in its reversal, this is a moment that you are recognizing the difference between healed and unhealed karmic connections. So for feminine right now, this is a moment that you are keeping your reorientation point towards those long-term goals, those long-term plans, with a moment right now of, and again, this is where the feminine collective is going to fall on two different sides here, bearing in mind which one aligns to you. For some of the feminine collective right now, this has to do with a decision between different energies. There's a recognition point right now for feminine about trying to move towards the path of greatest success, short-term and long-term. And recognizing right now the value and significance of moving with masculine energy that you feel is aligned in that same direction and that same course, as opposed to some other masculine energy that you may be identifying right now that is around you, that you feel you do not immediately get any sense or a victory here, that there's something here that makes you recognize that you feel like there isn't this direction towards a short-term or a long-term outcome, because you're not even feeling that moment of success in the present moment. And this is that moment that you're having a reorientation towards moving in alignment with the positive masculine energy that you feel is aligned to your highest timeline and your highest path, versus that energy that you don't even see coming towards you in any way, shape, or form, but you may have some attention towards right now. This is the reorientation point for feminine, getting you back on path. While for masculine energy right now, what we're really seeing is this is a moment that feels more, and for the other, for the other half of the feminine energy right now, this is a moment, and again, we saw this, that there is this point that you are having towards a single manifestation of masculine right now, that though there may not necessarily, as we said before, be something that feels like an immediate victory, there is a moment here that you are still aligning with this energy, because though they may not be able to come towards you as quickly or with as much confidence as they may like, need, or desire right now, potentially again, because they've been doing some of that course correction, you are still feeling the passionate energy there. You are still feeling the passionate communication, and you are willing to forego the short-term difficulties in order to achieve the more long-term positive direction that you know this energy is headed into with you right now. While for the masculine energy right now, what we're really seeing is this is a moment that you yourself are feeling a lot of direction, keeping your focus, keeping your desire right now on your long-term and your short-term goals. Maybe not necessarily feeling immediate victory in these moments right now, but feeling the confidence to continue to move forward in these spaces right now, because you see that they're going to get you there, putting your passion there, though you may be feeling still a little bit unable to move towards them at the speed or the direction that you would ideally desire right now. There's still a little bit of struggle we're seeing right here with the masculine energy as it relates to your own confidence in this moment. But you're letting your passion guide you right now, even in the face of some of this anxiety and fear. Let's get some clarification on these cards right now. Let us begin. Just bear with me one moment. Continuing to get confirmation right now between our Four of Wands in combination with our Knight of Wands in its upright. So again, for masculine energy right now, moving into a space or place of going towards your long-term goals, your long-term plans, and also keeping in mind, feeling that passion, feeling that connection, feeling that drive, really working right now towards those short-term goals, masculine. While for feminine right now, this is a lot of setting these plans for yourself, feeling this moment of excitement and anticipation as it relates to the path ahead for you right now, with a manifestation that you are either manifesting for yourself in this moment right now or is presently here of masculine energy coming towards you right now with passion, with communication. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with, I love this. We love this energy. Love this energy right now, particularly for the masculine. We've got some beautiful masculine energy on the table here right now. We've got here the King of Wands, and boy is in his upright. We like to see this. So what are we seeing? It's going to feel a little bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy right now. Bearing in mind, this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. For masculine energy right now, this is a moment that you're really feeling that you're coming into your power. You are feeling on top of your game today. You are feeling that not only do you have the capacity and the ability now to communicate, to drive your passions forward to these immediate goals that you are really looking forward towards with a sense of optimism, but it is also creating this point of clarity right now for you in your ability to plan, in your ability to orient. You are seeing a lot of your dreams and goals right now coming into fruition, and this is creating this sense that's not only giving you a lot of energy today to move towards these things, to have that activity much more than we've seen in the masculine energy over the last few days, but we also see that it is creating this point of stability for you. It's creating this moment that feels like a stabilizing moment, because not only can you see the short-term path ahead, you're also keeping your eye focused on those long-term plans and those long-term goals. And this is really creating a sense of deep security for the masculine energy in this moment. While for feminine energy right now, we're seeing here really beautiful energy as well, because we are seeing for the feminine right now, there is this point of optimism. There is this point of feeling this excitement and anticipation for what lies ahead on the short term. And I will say again, this is going to fall either around, for feminine, this could be either a single manifestation of masculine, or for the other part of the feminine collective, this could be more than one energy around you at this point. It's not just the fact that you're feeling bright and optimistic right now, because either for some of the feminine right now, there is a masculine energy that, again, you are feeling the connection to. You are feeling the passion. You are feeling the communication. And you are also seeing their own ability to plan these long-term goals and this path ahead with you right now. And this is what is creating this point of optimism for you at this moment. This is what you are manifesting for yourself. While for the other half of the feminine collective, this could even be more than one manifestation of masculine that's coming towards you at this time, that is creating this space of you feeling this optimism right now. You are feeling that guidance. It's not just the fact, and this is what's important for the feminine that is so crucial right now. It's not just the fact that this energy is coming through passionately right now, but it's also the fact that the energy does not seem like it's just moving from passion. It's a passionate energy, but also one that seems to put in a lot of care as it relates to not just the short term, but the long-term path, the long-term goals, an energy that you can truly build and grow with. Love this energy for the collective coming in right now. Tap that screen to claim. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Four of Wands in combination with the Six of Wands in its reversal. This is that reorientation point. And we love seeing this. It's going to feel a little bit different for feminine and masculine energy, bearing in mind the cards we've seen over the last few days. For feminine energy right now, this is this coming back to your senses. This is really a moment of coming back to your senses is what we're really seeing. Because what did we see in the cards over the last few days? We saw the fact that the feminine was experiencing some kind of logical blockage point between what they truly desired in the long term or versus what they were trying to manifest in the short term. And this is that moment of feminine just kind of coming to a point of acceptance, of recognizing the difference right now between spaces and places that are immediately bringing those positive outcomes to you versus the spaces that you're just not seeing any success at all. Having that orientation point today, but clearly we see for feminine moving back in the direction of saying, coming to your senses and saying, I'm going to move towards what's best for me, both in the short term and the long term, waking up here, waking up. While for masculine energy right now, thank you for the gift. What we're really seeing is you yourself are also having this moment that you are finally feeling freed up. There's been some blockage that's been cleared in your own personal experience. You've been able to clear this blockage for yourself. And it is a bit of a moment that is requiring you to move, to take some activity, to make some moves right now, because while there is some circumstances and situation that you're feeling some real immediate short-term excitement and anticipation for, you do recognize that there is something about doing some course correction in the absolute moment right now, because there are some spaces and places where you are having some anxiety around feeling a victory. May I please have one card to clarify? clarification coming right now with Wheel of Fortune in its reversal. This is very important here. What are we seeing? Again, for masculine and feminine, this is going to feel a little bit different. For feminine energy right now, this is a reconsideration point. This is how you're able to help navigate yourself through some of those feelings that you are having between these 2 points, between the things that you're trying to move into right now that are immediately showing you that they're going to bring not just like long-term success, but they're going to bring short-term success, versus the places or spaces that you're feeling like you're just losing, you're just striking out in. You're just feeling like the moment that you're just striking out in these, not just in the present, but all together. And that's that moment of consideration you're having, feminine, in really recognizing, like, why would you be limiting yourself in terms of your own goal? Why would you be kind of having this moment? And it does feel a bit disorienting for feminine, because we saw for feminine here, this was that moment about really asking what you're trying to manifest versus what is necessarily best for you. And this is that recognition point for feminine of just coming back to your senses and recognizing, listen, the spaces and places that aren't making you feel like you're having immediate success, that aren't feeling like they're leaving you feeling good or having any victories right now, they're certainly not going to bring those about in the long term. They're certainly not going to bring them about in the long term. There's not going to be some magical thing that happens here that allows these to completely shift. This would be getting you kind of off of your own course. So allowing this to happen right now is helping you move back into a space and place of positivity. While for masculine energy right now, what we're really seeing is this is a moment of your own course correction. This is a moment of you, again, moving into the spaces and places that are bringing you that victory. You are seeing those possibilities opening for you right now. You are wanting to create these moments that are creating these points of success. And while you are recognizing that there are these spaces and places that you are feeling underseen and underappreciated, we also see you moving away from them right now because you yourself also feel that they are not aligning you to your highest potential, to your highest points of success. This is that moment of putting a lot of more, and this for the masculine energy right now is feeling more like a personal decision that needs to be reached. This is more of a moment of correction, of individual correction, wanting to correct some things, getting to a more positive outcome versus some places and spaces that you feel you're not seeing that victory, and asking yourself, what can I do? What can I do to make these changes right now, to get these back into alignment for myself, to yield the most positive, bright outcome as I go forward from this point? Now, continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between this 6 of Wands energy in combination with our 10 of Cups. So for feminine energy right now, this is that moment of like coming back to your senses that we've been seeing in the cards, recognizing the difference right now between the spaces and places that aren't appreciating you right now, that aren't giving you that appreciation, aren't creating that, you're not seeing those victories, and also reorienting and looking instead towards those places and spaces that are really showing you the long-term positive potential and success existing between them. Really having a point of looking at this from a completely different perspective today, feminine, and allowing that to be your reorientation point. While for masculine energy right now, this is a moment more of course correction, of doing some work right now, having some places and spaces right now, looking for those immediate victories to help you build towards those long-term plans that you are trying to set for yourself as it relates to your long-term desired outcome and possibilities. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now. We love this. We love this energy today. Masculine, what is going on? We love this energy. This is a beautiful point of balance right now for masculine and feminine, bearing in mind this is not based on gender, but what it feels most connected to. For feminine right now, this is again feminine energy coming back to their senses, if you will. We saw over the last couple of days feminine was having that logical blockage, moving potentially or considering manifesting right now situations or circumstances that were not necessarily aligned to their long-term plans and their long-term goals. This is that moment for feminine that again is that light bulb bulb, wake up, hey, come on, back to your senses moment. Because what we're really seeing here is feminine is having a point of recognition. And again, this is either going to fall two different spaces in the feminine energy right now. For some of the feminine energy right now, this is a moment of reconsideration, of remembering right now. If there are opportunities, if there are situations that you're trying to determine right now between places and spaces where you're feeling like you're not getting any kind of victory, you're being underseen, you're being underappreciated, versus situations or circumstances that look like they're leading to a lot of bright, positive outcomes in the long term, that you necessarily need to be manifesting in here. King of Cups energy, that you need to move towards this long-term path and long-term goal with a healed masculine energy that is able to express and manage and balance their emotional center. And that this is critical and key for what it is that you're trying to manifest in this moment. For some of the feminine energy right now, this is a reorientation in terms of what you're trying to manifest for yourself right now. While for the other feminine energy right now, this is you basically coming to your senses specifically because there are manifestations of masculine around you at this time that are showing this ability to be in their point of balance. This is like tangibly around you right now. You see this energy immediately in your space. And that is that moment, that light bulb moment saying, why am I going to go towards something that is underappreciating me when there's clear evidence of energy around me that is showing the capability and capacity to match where I am and get you to where you want to be. While for masculine energy right now, this is really beautiful because we see here, you have been putting in so much work over the last few days, putting these points of correction in there. A lot of this having to check your own energy because we did see over the last few days that there has been some struggling point for you, masculine, that there were some situations and circumstances that you've had to exert a lot of your own personal willpower around, letting that willpower guide you away from the places and spaces and situations, things that have hurt you and only caused you pain. Having this reorientation point between what you are trying to manifest in for yourself in this moment, doing this course correction for yourself, coming into a space of putting in that active energy right now in order to find those victories, to build towards your long-term outcomes. And what are you recognizing right now? You are feeling that emotional balance point. You are recognizing that if you are able to come into these spaces and places right now from a point of emotional balance, being able to express and communicate and balance your emotional center, that is how you're going to correct for any of the spaces and places that you are not feeling victory in this moment and get you back on course towards that long-term future outcome that you are trying to plan for yourself at this moment. Tap to claim, tap to claim. The next cards we are getting clarification on right now between our 10 of Cups and our Knight of Swords. This is a little bit of that blockage still holding on. It will feel a bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy. This is that moment. Again, for feminine, as I said, this is that reorientation point, and it's going to feel a little bit different depending on where you fall on the feminine energy right now. For some of the feminine energy right now, this is a point of reorientation because, again, we are seeing that for some of the feminine energy right now, this is a point of feeling a connection to a masculine energy. Having this point of recognizing that maybe there's something about this energy right now that you see and experience from them, that they cannot come towards you right now with the rapidness that you would typically express or desire them to or hope them to. But still, the communication is there. The passion is there. The long-term plan is there. And that is what's supporting this connection. For the other half of the feminine connection right now, collective right now, this is a moment of like returning back to your senses, coming back into this like wake up point. Because what we're really seeing here for you is this moment where, again, you're keeping your focus on your long-term path, your manifestations, what you're trying to create for yourself in the long term, and recognizing that there is some energy that you are kind of potentially trying to manifest in that you're not seeing that ability for because they themselves lack the degree or capacity or desire to move towards that long-term goal with you in any way, shape, or form, hasn't given any indication that they want to move with you in that space. Maybe even is moving from a pace of like resisting that, and that is your like wake up call. While for the masculine energy right now, this is a moment that you yourself are keeping your path right now very focused on that long-term goal, that long-term plan, long-term sustainable happiness for yourself in the long term, while also recognizing that there are some spaces and places right now that you cannot move towards that with the speed and capacity that you would ideally desire, but also recognizing that you are trying to clear these blocks right now, to clear whatever is blocking you right now from being able to do so with the capacity that you would hope to achieve in this moment. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with Three of Cups in its reversal. We love to see this right now. We love to see this. And this has a lot to do with the Six of Cups in its reversal that we saw in our card of the day for today. Because what is the reorientation point for the feminine? What is the reorientation point for the feminine? Making sure that you are aligning in terms of what you are trying to manifest for yourself at this moment. This is that moment for feminine of recognizing, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. This is that moment of remembering the value and importance of bringing the right energy with you to achieve that long-term sustainable happiness for yourself in this moment. And this is you basically looking at the connections right now in your own life and asking yourself, are these energies aligned to that long-term sustainable happiness that I am trying to achieve? Or are they not necessarily invested in that same place? And are they not showing the capacity to come towards me in that direction for that long-term sustainable happiness? For masculine and feminine, you're both having this point of recognition, shedding away, moving away from the energy that you're just looking at right now and saying, you know what, this isn't benefiting me in the long term. This may be fun. And again, for masculine energy, we saw that there is a reorientation point happening right now. The light bulb moment for masculine that's been happening, because feminine and masculine are having these light bulb moments right now. Masculine, you've been doing a lot of work in your own life, in your own healing, working towards what is best for you in the long term instead of what feels good for you in the moment. And this is that moment that you yourself are having a point of consideration around the energies that are near you at this time and really saying, you know what, I'm not necessarily invested right now in the energy that isn't aligned to my long-term sustainable happiness because it doesn't get me there. It doesn't get me there. Maybe it might be enjoyable in this present moment, but it doesn't get you to that long-term sustainable happiness. So for some of the masculine energy, some of this course correction that you're doing right now is actually moving away from any energy that's around you right now that might be coming towards you for a good time, but not a long time. Because this is what you're trying to achieve for yourself at this moment. While for feminine energy, this is you also keeping that orientation point and saying, I want the energy that's going to be invested in the long-term goal. Love this for masculine and feminine energy right now. Tap to claim, guys. Let's continue to get some clarification on these cards right now. Clarification between King of Wands energy in combination with the Wheel of Fortune in its reversal. So for masculine and feminine energy right now, this is going to feel a little bit different. For masculine energy right now, this is a moment of course correction. This is you being able to come into this space right now, even clearing some things up in your own life right now. You are getting a better perspective. You are thinking more logically. You are allowing yourself to have this, this is what's beautiful about the masculine energy right now in this moment. This is a real clearing out of the space right now for you masculine, because not only are you moving forward right now with desire, with passion, but you are also thinking very clearly. Your passion is directed right now very clearly because you're looking at things with a lot of clarity. And what is that clarity? It's not just that you're moving forward with passion, but you're having some clarity on the bigger picture. You're looking right now, masculine, at the bigger picture, the whole picture. And you're recognizing right now how you have to pay this attention to the higher plan, the higher purpose that you're trying to achieve, even as you try to move forward with your passion and purpose right now. Having this be a moment of course correction, masculine. For feminine right now, this is also a moment of reorientation. And this is a moment of, again, personal choice, what you're trying to manifest for yourself at this moment. We saw feminine being in that moment, and the light bulb moment for feminine right now is making sure that you are manifesting as well towards what is towards your best and highest goals. This is that moment of recognition right now of feminine. Again, looking at the masculine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to, and having this be a point of recalibration. Looking at some situations in their life, things that are not moving, things they're not feeling any movement on, just recognizing them as being these karmic blocks at this point. Just karmically blocking you, holding you in place, not allowing you to continue on your path to your highest goals, to your highest success, while also feeling the connection right now towards a masculine energy that is similarly keeping this higher perspective, having this ability to logically communicate, to logically express themselves, to express their goals, to express their intentionality towards you in this moment. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now on beautiful, beautiful energy, Four of Pentacles in its reversal. This is the clearing up of the blockage. Again, it's going to feel a bit different for feminine and masculine energy, bearing in mind this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. For feminine energy right now, this is that moment of basically saying, I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to wait, recognizing that anything that is making you wait, anything that you're trying to manifest for yourself right now that is feeling like a blockage that you're not necessarily immediately experiencing, you're just not in that moment of desiring to try to manifest it for yourself at this moment. Why? Because why would you? Why would feminine energy sit and wait right now on a manifestation that's showing no capacity or degree of going forward? When we see the feminine energy right now has immediate manifestation of masculine energy around them, recognizing that a masculine energy that is aligned to that long-term path, that long-term goal for the feminine, is not going to put them in a space where they would have to wait. They're going to put them in a space where they're going to communicate, they're going to plan, they're going to be present and active in the immediate moment. And feminine is feeling that here and feeling that immediate desire to give forth into something at this moment, not wanting to hold back, wanting to create these plans for themselves, wanting to move forward. And this is where feminine is clearing up their own manifestation blockage in recognizing that they do not need to wait, they do not want to wait in terms of what they're trying to do. And furthermore, that they do not need to wait. That they do not need to wait because feminine, I have to point out, has a lot of positive masculine energy moving around them in this moment. There's no need to wait on any of the blockage. For some of the feminine, this is a single manifestation of masculine coming forward. For some of the collective right now for feminine, this is multiple opportunities coming forward towards the feminine right now of healed masculine energy that wants to grow forward with them in this capacity. While for masculine energy right now, this is a moment of healing because you yourself, again, you are seeing the capability. You are feeling that drive, that direction to move forward with your passion right now. You have this orientation point. You are looking at the bigger picture, and this is you actively working right now in the immediate space to get back into alignment with what is for you in the long term. But this is what's really beautiful about this energy for you, masculine. It's not just you giving your energy to whatever's around you that feels good at the moment. We are seeing here that you are putting your energy in and really focusing on giving forth today in those spaces and places that you feel are going to align you to your highest karmic path. You are using this as a moment of course correction for yourself, realigning towards what you feel is in your highest long-term sustainable karmic goal. Continuing to get clarification on these points right now between, look at this energy. I just need to show you guys, look at this energy for masculine right now. Look at the positive energy that we have coming through right now for the masculine. This is masculine energy doing that work to heal yourself in this moment. Because what we're really seeing here is masculine energy having this point where you're looking at things with a critical eye, but you're also allowing yourself to feel this moment of emotional balance. But all of that is directed right now in this point of course correction, in this point of looking at some spaces or places in your life right now that you feel you may have fallen into a karmic blockage. and wanting to use this work right now, literally upgrading yourself, healing yourself, doing this work on yourself right now to heal your own karmic blockage. Absolutely beautiful here. And you're realizing that that comes with emotional balance and clear thinking, communication, and planning. While for the feminine energy right now, we are seeing a moment that you yourself, while you were feeling some point of blockage here, you are also correcting this course blockage, supported right now by, again, either a single manifestation of masculine or multiple masculine energies around you right now that you feel are giving you this ability to plan, to communicate, and are in this beautiful emotional balance. All of this to try to heal this karmic blockage. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now. With this Page of Pentacles in its reversal. So what are we seeing here? Man, this is going to feel a little bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy. Bearing in mind, this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. For masculine energy right now, this is a moment that, again, masculine energy is putting a lot of focus and concentration on where they're putting their energy. This is simply a moment for the masculine energy where you are feeling in a point of emotional balance. We see this here. You're looking at this with a point of clarity. You're putting a lot of observation in your own path, in what is blocking your path right now. And this is requiring you to put a lot of attention and intention on where you are putting your offers and opportunities right now. Having this point of recognizing right now. And for some of the masculine, this is really going to fall two different places depending on where you fall on the masculine collective right now. For some of the masculine, this is simply a moment that you are going to have to course correct, that you are realizing that you need to withdraw yourself from some places that you've put your obligations because you're recognizing that they're not where you want to be on your own karmic path right now, that they're feeling like there is a karmic blockage here. So this is you pulling back potentially from some spaces and places because you recognize they're not leading you to your highest ideal karmic path. While for some of the masculine energy right now, this is putting a point of observation in, of recognizing that something about your own path has been blocked, has not allowed you to get into alignment with your highest karmic path because you haven't been coming forward with the offer in the way that you need to in order to allow this to be the course correction. So this is the moment of course correction for masculine right now. Having that point of really, again, deciding where to withdraw your energy or where to offer it. Thank you so much. Completely dependent upon whether you feel it is aligned to your highest purpose or not at this moment with the emotional balance. Love this for masculine. While for feminine right now, this is a point of beautiful orientation because what we're really seeing here is this is a moment where you are looking at the energy around you right now and you are really asking yourself, what is towards your highest path right now? The masculine energy, and again, this is going to fall a little bit different right now, depending on where you fall on this feminine collective. As we keep seeing, for some of the feminine collective right now, this is indicating, again, a masculine energy who may not be able to come forward in the way you would ideally desire them to at this moment. But you feel this emotional connection. You feel you're receiving this emotional balance point. You recognize and feel the emotional center being received by this masculine energy. And you are recognizing that this is a point of course correction that this masculine energy is doing right now to be able to give this offer in a better way. While for the other half of the feminine collective right now, this is an orientation point, again, that light bulb moment coming on between what you were trying to manifest for yourself and really asking yourself if it was aligned to your highest path, if it was coming forward, again, with the tangible offers, if they're coming forward at all, versus the energy that is showing you that ability to be emotionally balanced, to be emotionally expressive, to be able to communicate and be open and balanced in their emotionality. This is that reorientation point for the feminine to correct for that blockage with the support of the positive masculine energy that you are manifesting for yourself in this moment, or that you are actively feeling is in this point of balance at this time. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our King of Cups in combination with the Three of Cups in its reversal. So again, a masculine energy right now, beautiful energy, because for masculine energy right now, this is coming into a space of emotional balance. That feminine energy, finding that emotional balance within you, being able to balance that emotional energy, allowing yourself to feel your emotions, allowing yourself to be guided by those emotions and not be overwhelmed by them, but really coming into emotional balance and recognizing that being able to be in emotional balance moves you away from unhealthy energy. From energy that you feel is serving their own purposes, isn't aligned in the same way, maybe even pulls, again, we've seen, this is a lot of self-work for the masculine energy right now in the collective. This is moving away from things that may create immediate gratification, but are not beneficial to you in the long term. Why? Because you're reaching this point of emotional balance. You're keeping your eye on the long-term goals. You're getting in this point of emotional balance for yourself at this moment. And that's making you kind of move away from energy that you do not feel is aligned in that same degree. While for the feminine energy right now, this is a moment that you yourself, you are not in a space or place where you're trying to play games. You're looking right now towards a manifestation of masculine that you are feeling that emotional connection to right now. You are seeing and recognizing that emotional balance within them. And that is allowing you to, again, move away from any unhealthy karmic connections that you realize may be just moving in for spaces or places that are more concentrated on immediate gratification, immediate pleasure. Moving away from them so that you could move towards that much more supportive masculine energy at this time. May I please have one card to clarify? Transverse. Chariot in its transverse. There's that blockage. There is that recognition of the blockage. What are we seeing here? For masculine energy right now, this is a moment that, again, you are recognizing the blockage that this causes for you. You are recognizing that by having these moments right now, having these energies that are not aligned to like the long-term path, the long-term goals, that this type of energy, this immediate gratification, instead of the things that keep you in a space of emotional balance, don't allow you to be able to go towards that long-term path of success. They just create a blockage. They just hold you up on your own path right now. While for the feminine energy right now, this is a moment of orientation for yourself as well, because we saw with that Six of Cups, a lot of attention right now to the unhealed karmic connections, the places and spaces that feel like they're serving their own purposes instead of reciprocating emotionality, reciprocating feelings, showing you that capacity to match your own energy as it relates to being able to center from an emotional space. And that is that moment of recognizing that this energy creates a blockage. Because while again, we saw yesterday, feminine was thinking about manifesting things that might feel immediately good, there's that deeper understanding coming to play that while it may feel good in the present moment, it doesn't lead you to that long-term sustainable path of victory. Beautiful energy coming in today. Next cards we are getting clarification on right now. And this is going to feel really, really interesting for the masculine energy right now, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. What are we seeing right now? What are we seeing right now with the masculine energy? Masculine energy, you are coming into balance. You are coming into perspective. You're really orienting right now, getting that point of clarification on what it is you truly want, what it is that you're truly going after right now. And this is a back and forth routine for you right now. Because what are we seeing right now for the masculine? Masculine, you are recognizing right now that you need to withdraw yourself. You need to pull back. your offer from some things right now in your life to get back on course and instead give forth towards another. This is you pulling your energy from one place with a desire to give it forth immediately in a different place, all for the sake of reorienting and getting back on your karmic path. Incredible energy for the masculine right now. While for feminine, we are seeing that this is a moment that you are experiencing as it relates to what you're trying to manifest for yourself in this moment. Having some immediate places and spaces right now that you can recognize that you can give forth in, while also still having some area of attention towards a manifestation of masculine. And again, this is going to fall 2 different spaces and places on the feminine collective right now. 222 people in the room. Between the feminine collective on one side, who again is experiencing right now a masculine energy that again they're feeling an emotional connection to, but might not be able to tangibly come towards them in this moment. And this being at a moment that even though this cannot be immediately brought forth, you are still giving towards it because you feel that emotional connection. You see that ability to plan. While for the other half of the feminine collective, this is you having a moment of recognizing that you are potentially trying to manifest in an energy that simply is not giving anything to you tangibly. While there's a feeling and of expression of immediate masculine energy around you right now that is showing the capacity of balance, of showing the capacity of emotional balance, showing the capacity of emotional planning right now. Still feeling the tug of this energy that is more of a karmic for you right now, but an unhealed karmic connection that is simply showing you in some way or degree that they do not have the ability to come forward at all. And using this as an opportunity that you're not going to wait. You're just going to give forth at this moment towards the energy that's clearly supporting you at this time. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now. This is it. It's got to work. It can only work if it works. It can only work. It can only work if it works. And this is what we're really seeing here right now. Again, for masculine and feminine, beautiful energy here. Because there's a feeling, there's a need right now. For masculine, this is you this is masculine energy really getting back on track with your life purpose. This is masculine energy right now. It's not just the fact that masculine energy wants to put in work right now. What we're really seeing is this is masculine energy wanting to make sure that their work has a deep amount of value, not just to their immediate gratification, but to what they really want in the long term, what it is you're truly seeking, what it is you truly want to see for yourself going forward. This is that moment we see here that masculine, what's really beautiful about this energy right now is even while masculine is pulling away from some things right now, they're doing it so they can immediately pull force. They can immediately put their energy into those things that they truly care about, that they truly desire to move forward on. This is that reorientation point of recommitment for the masculine energy on what they feel is truly aligned to their highest path. While for feminine energy right now, this is a moment that you yourself are also having that point of experience, having that point of recognition, really looking at what is blocking your own karmic path right now. And for the feminine energy, what we're seeing, again, falling in 2 different spaces for feminine energy collective right now, depending on where you fall on it. For half of the feminine collective right now, this is you really pouring. You're being able to give forth into something right now, potentially towards a manifestation of masculine, as I said, that isn't able to come forward to the degree or capacity that they would desire at this moment. But you feel this emotional connection to, you feel this ability to plan, and you are recognizing that this is something that could, again, work in the long term. So you are putting your energy into working in it, even in this moment that may be feeling like a blockage. For the other half of the feminine collective right now, what we're really seeing is this is a reorientation moment on what you're trying to manifest for yourself in this moment. Because while we see that there is a manifestation of masculine that you may have been holding on or waiting on for this offer, for this opportunity to come through, you are recognizing that this is a block, that this is a blockage for you, that this is simply something that is blocking your own karmic path at this moment. And you are making the choice to give forth right now to heal this blockage, putting this concentration and effort and energy in what is present, tangible around you right now, not willing to wait, but really just activating and moving forward with that degree towards what you are trying to build for yourself at this moment. Beautiful energy for both masculine and feminine here right now. Absolutely love it. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. Between our, where were we? I've got the cards all out of alignment right now. Getting clarification right now between our King of Wands. Sorry, give me a minute. I got the cards out of order. Clarification right now between there we are. That's it. Thank you. Okay. That's where we were. Okay. Thank you. Clarification. Apologies for that. The cards get out of order sometimes. Clarification between our Knight of Pentacles in its reversal, in combination right now with the Chariot in its transverse. So again, this is that moment right now, and this is going to feel very different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to at this moment. So this being right now, this moment of clarification for the masculine energy right now, this is a reason. This is why you're pulling away. This is why you're pulling back right now. Some of your energy, some of your tangible energy right now from some circumstances and situations in your life right now. Masculine energy, we said, it's not the fact that you don't want to give forth right now, but you are keeping a really beautiful perspective right now on what it is you're truly trying to go after in the long term. Not getting caught up and focused on what feels good in the moment, but really with an eye towards that long-term goal, towards that heart's desire, towards your long-term karmic path, and recognizing and pulling your own energy away from some things right now because you recognize that they're blockage points, that there's something about this energy that you are recognizing is not moving in the same direction that you yourself would ideally desire to move in right now. This is why we see that course correction right now for masculine. It's not just pulling back your energy. It's pulling back your energy specifically from those places that you're recognizing are not moving in the direction that you would ideally want them to move towards because something about that energy isn't aligned to where you are heading, where you're trying to go. While for feminine energy right now, this is a moment that you yourself are recognizing. And again, this is going to feel a bit different right now as it relates to where you fall on the feminine collective. For some of the feminine collective right now, this is a moment that, again, you are recognizing that there is something about the masculine energy around you right now that isn't able to give forth in the way or the capacity or in the consistency that you would desire right now. And you are recognizing that there needs to be some course correction here. There needs to be some identification or moment right now to help clear this path, to get you guys where you are trying to go. While for the other half of the feminine collective right now, this is a moment of orientation where, again, you are feeling the pull towards some karmic energy that isn't coming forth in a tangible way. And that is what's giving you the clarification that there's really nowhere to go with it. That unless this energy were to come forward in some way, it's giving you every indication, even their inability to come forward is showing you that they lack the ability to drive forward with you in the direction and with the consistency and with the urgency, with the conviction, that this becomes a matter of conviction, that someone lacks the conviction and the steadfastness to be able to come forward towards you in this way is in itself evident as to why you cannot go forward with this energy. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with Nine of Cups in its reversal. Nine of Cups in its reversal. And this is the clarification on where the energy is being pulled away from. For masculine energy right now, there is a double moment right now that you are recognizing that is creating this blockage for you that you are working to clear. This is why you're pulling your energy away from some obligations right now or some people or some things, because you're recognizing that not only is this causing a blockage for you, it's not taking you where you need to go, but also it's not giving you enough to be able to go forward in the places that you truly desire right now. It's leaving you at a space of complete lack. Because there are spaces that we see that you want to give this energy to right now. There are places that you really want to be able to put your cards on the table, to really show up for right now. But you need to pull your own energy back from these things right now because it's creating a place where you cannot do so. And furthermore, it's also making you feel depreciated, that these places leave you feeling wrung out to a certain extent. It's not just the fact that these aren't going where they need to go, but they're also leaving you feeling underappreciated, underseen, exhausted, not getting back what you deserve for the work that you're doing in them. While for feminine right now, this is a moment that you yourself, and for masculine, this is something that is immediate course correction, because we're seeing here that there's clearly another path. It's like you're having a point right now. It's like a light bulb went on, and when I should be putting my energy there, that's where the success was. That's where the opportunities lied. This is you really course correcting right now, masculine, so that you can come back into this feeling of fulfillment that you are seeking for yourself in this moment. While for feminine energy right now, what we're really seeing is this is a moment that you yourself are having. And again, it's going to feel a little different depending on where you fall on this feminine collective right now. For half of the feminine collective right now, this is a moment that you, again, are recognizing that there needs to be some correction point with this energy. Because while we do see that there is this emotional connection here, there is some anxiety about how this energy can come forward in a stable, consistent way right now. And wanting to be, allowing this moment to be a point of course correction, because it is making you feel some anxiety here. It is making you feel some uncertainty about having that ability to feel comfortable in this moment. So this is some of that frustration for half of the feminine energy right now that needs to be corrected. That is the course correction. For the other half of the feminine energy right now, this is a moment that you yourself are feeling the karmic pull towards an energy, but you're also recognizing, thank you so much for the gift, that this is a moment that this energy that you are feeling that pull towards does not come forward consistently, does not come forward at all, maybe is not even in connection or communication with you. And that in itself is showing why you cannot go forward with this energy, because they don't come forward in any way that is showing that there's consistency or reliability there. And that in itself is just something that you're experiencing as seeing as what it is, which is something that blocks you on your own ability to move forward at this point, and also leaves you feeling completely devalued, completely unseen, completely unrecognized. It's just an immediate no, because there's no offer coming forward and it blocks your own path. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. The final card for our spread for today between our 8 of Pentacles in combination with the 9 of Cups in its reversal. So this is that moment. This is that moment that we're seeing for both masculine and feminine energy right now. This is that turning point. For masculine, this is a moment of really making some huge shift. There's a huge shift right now happening for the masculine energy in terms of having this clarity of purpose, having this observation of what it is you're truly after, and being this moment of wanting to put your energy into those spaces and places to work on correcting the parts right now that you feel you're not feeling at this place of satisfaction. You're not feeling at this space of comfort. You're feeling, in a way, underseen, undervalued, doing this work right now to try to correct this in your own life right now. And pulling potentially away from these places and spaces that are making you feel undervalued so that you can commit more to the things that you really feel are aligned to your highest path and your highest purpose right now. Willing to put that work in, willing to put the work in to correct, really. While for feminine energy right now, what we're really seeing is this is that moment that you are having a point of orientation. And again, for the feminine energy right now, this is trying to either correct for some things in the situation that you feel need to be corrected for so that you feel more supported, being willing to put this work in to be able to correct for this right now. For the other half of the feminine collective right now, this is really a moment that you yourself are observing the difference between the things that are actually working for you functionally in this moment right now versus the spaces and places that you are trying to potentially manifest into that leave you feeling underseen, undervalued, underappreciated. May I please have one card, the final card for today's spread? 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands. We love to see it. We love to see it. Everything is about moving forward into the future today. Everything is about setting that course, laying those plans with a sense of optimism and opportunity. For feminine right now, this is coming back into your logic-based approach, using that logic, using that intuition to guide you towards what you know is best for you going forward. Having this be that point of setting that course for yourself, doing what is necessary to course correct, to lay that path ahead. While for masculine energy right now, this is you yourself having this moment that you're not just putting your nose to the grindstone. You're not just doing the things that are in front of you. You're not just paying attention to the things that feel good in this moment. You are recognizing and you're putting your effort and energy right now on what those places are that you want to be in the future. Putting that long-term goal into setting your sights on it, putting your energy towards it, pulling away from certain situations right now that you feel are not aligned to that so that you can keep that perspective in terms of what it is that you truly want to move into as you go forward into this point right now. Beautiful energy for today. Bottom of the deck on these messages right now is, wow, Two of Cups in its reversal. This card does not want to stay in the deck this week, my friends. It simply does not. What are we seeing right now? What are we seeing? Again, for feminine and masculine, this is going to hit a bit different. We are seeing for feminine, as we discussed, thank you so much for the subscription. For what we're seeing right now is this moment that you yourself are going into right now, that you are putting all of your concentration on the partnerships that you are in. It doesn't necessarily need to be romantic. It certainly can be. For masculine energy right now, we are seeing that what some of the things that's happened here right now is masculine energy has had to put a lot of concentration on their own selves over the last week or so. There's been a lot of this work has been happening for your own self right now, masculine. And there may be some anxieties right now of needing to repair some connections, having to do some work right now to reinforce some of the connections in your life, while also potentially needing to break away from any partnerships that you feel are not aligned to your own path right now. This, for the masculine energy, again, is a moment of really looking at the partnerships and saying, can these be corrected? Can I find a way to correct them? Or do I need to break free from these so that I get back on my path? For the feminine energy right now, what we're seeing is that you yourself are going through some anxieties as it relates to partnership. That again, we are seeing here for both sides of the feminine collective, because for half of the feminine collective right now, we are seeing that there's a manifestation of masculine that you feel that connection to, but something about their tangible circumstances right now is not leaving you feeling consistent. It's causing some issues. While for the other half of the feminine collective, we see that you are in a space of potentially having this point of uncertainty between the energy that you wanted to manifest, feeling a lot of supportive masculine energy around you at this moment, but also feeling some pull to some unhealed karmic connection. For feminine too, this is feeling that anxiety point in how to restore the connection, either how to restore the connection so that it feels like there is better reciprocity here, that you're getting that equal give and take. While for the other half of the feminine connection, potentially looking at the connections saying, what do I need to align with? What is for my best interest? Or how do I break these connections? How do I break these unhealed karmic connections so that I can move forward in the best way possible? That is our daily collective read for the day. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and experiencing it with me. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading with me, you can book one on my website, graystrega.com. My private readings are done over video with the option of a recording sent to you afterwards. And if you are a subscriber to my TikTok, you can take 10% off any of my services when you pay. Just mention your subscriber ID at the point of payment. Also, please remember, when booking a reading, it is a 2-step process. You have to book the reading and you have to pay for the reading. Please make sure that you hit both buttons if you would like to have the reading. Also, and this is most important, please, 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 please remember that I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you for a personal reading. I will never DM you. I will never PM you. I will never tell you that your great granduncle asked me to reach out to you with a very important message. The only way you can book a reading with me is if you book one on my website. So do that. I want to thank you guys so much for being here with me and sharing these messages today. And we will do this again tomorrow.